Hey guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle, and today I've got a pretty cool episode. Hopefully you guys watch Jacob over at Into the Woods. He recently showed a mold, and it's the Do It Mold Round Head Screw-Loc Keeper Jig Mold. It's that one right there. Part numbers right there. Okay, you guys can get this at Barlow's as well, pretty sure. But what I saw him making some Screw-Loc weights for using on the dumb fish balls, or the urchin baits as they call them. So the one thing I noticed was that he did that. He just took the hook out and made it just the ball head with the Screw-Loc, which was incredible. But I thought about, you know what? I wonder if I can take that one step farther. And I noticed on the actual mold, the cavity, the sprues are on the top side of the head, so they go straight down through. So I thought to myself, well, hang on a second. If we heat this up enough and we put wire in here, just like what I've got in there right now, if we put the appropriate sized wire in there, so then that way you could actually do a line through and pull the wire out when you're done, you could actually have a line through Screw-Loc lead weight. So you could use it as like a Texas rig or anything like that on a worm, a craw, or anything like that. I use them all the time. I'm a big fan of Texas rig. So I thought, why not just get the appropriate wire sizes and put them in place of the hooks. So I did that, and I labeled them appropriately, just like that. So as you can see, this size over here, it's actually, I think it's 0.050 is the wire diameter of this one, that one, and then that one as well. So these three are 50, okay, 0.050 wire size. And these ones down here are 0.040 size wire. So they're smaller because they're smaller heads, right? But it fits right into that hook cavity going right up through the center of the bait. And it keeps it right in the center of the sprue hole. So it's actually perfect. You don't have to modify the mold. You don't have to do anything to it. You can make your own line throughs, and I'll show you how to do this. It's really, really cool. So let's get you down to the bench. I'm going to show you what you can do. Okay, so here is the mold, like I showed you, and I showed you the part number already. And like I said, I used a piece of blue painter's tape down here and kept it inside of this hook area, so then that way it stays inside. It doesn't get caught up in the mold when you close it. Okay, so that's going to hold your wires in. Now the thing we got to do though is we got to slip these Screw-Locs into the mold. So just put them down, put the wire through the Screw-Loc, and put it down and put it in the cavity, so it sits right into that cavity space. I'll just do this so you guys can see it a little bit easier. Okay, and then it stays right in place right there. So when you close the mold, your Screw-Loc goes in there and the lead pours around it, and you get your wire that goes down through the thing. So when we get done, we pour the jigs and then we just pull the wires out of the jig heads. Okay, very simple, very, very simple. And I didn't know if this was going to work, and I've already tried it a few times and it works absolutely fantastic. Now, the one thing I did do is I've got some lead heating up right now. But the one thing that I did do is I set this on top of my lead pot so that it would get really nice and hot. And we're going to run through this twice. I'm not going to paint any of these. I just wanted to have some lead Screw-Loc jig heads, or line through jig heads, I guess, if you want to call them that. Weights, Screw-Loc weights. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 shots of these, okay? Just in case we run into any issues, but I don't think we're going to. Like I said, I've done this already twice, and I think I've got the process down. So got my Screw-Locs in, got my wire, 0.040 on these 3, 0.050 on these 3, okay? And then I'm going to close this up, and you just got to make some adjustments to make sure that your Screw-Locs are in place, okay? So like right in there, you just want to make sure your Screw-Locs are up. You want to make sure they're behind your wires the way they need to be, so then that way the mold closes. And right now, see, I'm hitting something because it's not going all the way. And I've got a funny feeling I know what it is. These are just dropping down, and the wires probably aren't in place either, so try that again. There it goes. Okay, so I know that it closed perfectly because there's no gap all the way down through, okay? So just as a safety precaution, or not a safety precaution, but just as an added thing, I'm taking this clamp and I'm just putting it out here on the end of the handle to keep everything tight and nice. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it up in here on top of the lead pot and let it get hot, okay? So I'm going to let that sit there for a little while and get hot and warm up all the components, warm up the mold. It warms up everything, okay? So let me get you back over here. Let's talk about this. So here's our Screw-Locs, and I have a big bucket of them, and that's these right here. They're Do It Screw-Locs. Now you can get all of this stuff at Barlow's, guys. So use my code, Bait and Tackle, all one word, no spaces. Use my code, and you can get those, and anything that you guys buy from there, I get a little bit of a percentage kickback. So then that way I can buy different stuff and more stuff to show you guys on the channel. So it really, really helps me out when you guys do that. And you guys are fantastic when it comes to that. So the Screw-Locs are there. The mold itself is there. You obviously have to have lead in a lead pot. I bought this a long time ago. I know that Barlow's still sells this. This is the Barlow's tag right here. It's 0.051, I believe, is the actual wire diameter. But I think when I measured it with my digital caliper with this guy, it actually is 0.050, which is close enough. It doesn't matter. But this is what you need for the 3 bigger sizes. And then this is what you need for the 3 smaller sizes. And it doesn't have to be these ones. All it has to be is a short piece of the 0.040, and that's the part number for this one here too, okay? So I'm just going to set those off to the side. And the other thing you're going to want is you're going to want a pair of really heavy-duty cutters. These cut the wire so easy. I got these on Amazon. I can link them below in the description. So I will link all this stuff below in the description so you guys can go find it, okay? So you'll need these to cut the short pieces of wire. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 3 inches is all you need. And you want the wires to stick out of the top. We'll talk about that when we get to the actual pouring of the lead, because what I want to do is I want to show you guys how high up the wire sticks out of the top of the mold. Okay, so I think we're warmed up. I'm going to try to sneak in here and try not to get in front of the camera, but I may get in front of the camera a little bit. I'm just going to bleed off a little bit of lead just to make sure that it works and it's fine. I'm going to take our mold down, which should be nice and toasty. If I touch it, yep, nice and toasty. Okay, and if it's not, we're just going to heat it up a little bit more. Okay, I got some lead coming out now. Oh, but this is what I wanted to show you too. See how much there's a little bit of wire hanging out on the top there. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour the lead in the holes, and we're going to pour them just enough to fill the sprues so the wire is still sticking out. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that's the first pour. And we're going to do another one just so I can show you guys. See how the wire is sticking out of each one of them? That one on the end might be a little bit too much, but that's okay. So let's get you over here to the bench, and we'll take these out, and we'll see if we got a clean, nice pours. Okay, guys, so definitely didn't get a good pour on the 16th. It didn't even fill in the cavity. I'm not sure what size that is. The second to biggest, I think, is 5/16. 5/16 did not fill in hardly at all. So I need to significantly heat these back up. And the second one down the quarter, it didn't fill in as well as I wanted it to either. Not bad, but it didn't fill in as well. But the other 3, the 3/8 filled in perfect. The I think that's 3/16 and 1/8 those filled in fine. So this is what it looks like when after you get done pouring it, okay? Sprue, round head, and there's the ball, or there's the Screw-Loc. So all you got to do is take some cutters, some flush cutters, and I cut a few times around the top, okay? Loosen that up so the ball is free. Then you can pull the ball right off. And look, not that first hole, that second hole, that little hole right there. That's your line through. Goes all the way through, okay? So it goes all the way through the bait. You can tuck your line through there, and if you see the bottom here by the Screw-Loc, see that hole? So there's your line through bait, or there's your line through weight right there. Okay, so we're going to set that one off to the side. I'm going to show you a couple more here. And I've got to keep track of these wires too, because the wires are a certain size, right? All right, so let's do a couple of these smaller ones here so you guys get to see this. But again, I'm just clipping to the wire. So I'm just pinching it to the wire and going around it a few times. Okay, just to loosen the head up. There it goes. So see it? So it came loose. So now it's just loose on the wire. And we got a little straggler here from where the hook eye was. So just take care of that, cut that off. And there you go. There's your hole for the line through on the top. And there's your hole on the bottom through the Screw-Loc. So you could put this through your line. You put this on your line, tie your hook on down here. Here's your hook down here. And then you can screw this into the body of the bait. And I may actually demonstrate that here at the end of the video. I think I'm going to do that. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to put the mold back together. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove, and this is how you remove the sprues. You grab this wire with a pair of pliers and you just pull the sprue off. Twist it and pull. And it comes right off because it won't stick to the metal. And the same thing here, right? Do that again. Twist it, comes right off. Okay? That's it. Just like that. So then you can reuse your pieces of wire again. It's fantastic. Okay? So, we've got 3 lead heads. One of them was a little bit morphed, but we're going to go ahead and do another whole set after I fill in these 2 other little cavities. Okay, so off camera, I just went ahead and heated this up more, and I got the smallest one and the second to largest one done so I can complete our set, our first set, okay? So I'm going to take those out. And these are pretty hot. But again, same thing, right? You just go ahead and clip around, even on this little guy. Go ahead and clip around. Now, we'll talk about this afterwards, but the wire size was important on this because you want it as big as possible for the line to go through the weight. So there's your little 1/16. It's tiny, crazy, but so awesome. There's your hole for your line through, and there's your hole on the bottom side. You guys can see that hopefully. But that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead. These are my 3 smaller sizes. I'm trying to just keep track. I'm going to cut my eyelet off there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut around. Okay. Pull the head off, just like that. And there you go. That's the second to biggest size. Completely filled out, perfect. Line through hole down through the center. Okay, so there's your completed set of 6. All right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm going to show you guys again. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. And then we're going to go ahead with the Screw-Locs in there, of course. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot it one more time. But I think I'm going to put it back on top of the lead pot for just a smidge, just so that way it can heat up again real good. Okay, so this is what you get. Okay, so again, tape to hold the wires in. Okay, just enough out of the cavity, you know, about 1/4 of an inch out of the cavity, just so then that way you got something to grab onto. Wire forms or the wires are in place. Again, 0.040 first three, 0.050 for the second three. I got my screw locks in all 6 of them. And when we pour, we want to just pour nice and even with the top of the sprue. So when we do this, when we pour it again, and that closed nice and tight, see it? Usually the screw locks will go in pretty good. Again, I'm going to use that clamp to clamp on the handle, and I'm going to put it on top of my lead pot and let it heat up for a few more minutes. Okay? So, just as a safety precaution, but check these out, guys. Check these out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So you can make your own line through Screw-Loc weights, worm weights, or whatever you want to use them on for soft plastics. I use these a lot, and it's very, very close to my, I don't have any sitting over here right now, but it's very close to my crawtails, the mud flippers. Okay, same idea. There's a line, a wire that goes through the center. There's the screw lock on the bottom there, and then you just put it together and pour the lead in there. And except this, the wire is separate from, it's actually going through a different way than the sprue is. Okay, that was just how that was designed. But this, you know, with this mold, it's perfect. You can just make your own little Screw-Loc weights. It's perfect. All right, we're gonna try this again. Got this nice and hot. Oh yeah, really hot. I'm gonna just drain off a little bit there. I'm gonna start pouring. That one may not have filled in all the way because the wire got in the way of the sprout, but I think we're good. Let's see what happens. All right, you guys ready for the reveal? Let's see if we got them all filled this time. You ready? Oh yeah. Every single one of them filled out perfectly. The heat has everything to do with all of this, okay? So before we get too carried away here, I'm trying to take some pictures of these in between. Then that way you guys can see at the end of the video what we're doing here. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and peel these forward a little bit and pick them up out of the tape and try to leave the tape there. Okay, so my tape is there. I'm just going to leave that there for a nice little backdrop. And here's all of our jig heads. Kind of got a little bit out of order, but all the way through the lineup. Okay. And again, I'm just going to take some pictures. I have another phone here. I'm going to take some pictures of these other ones so you guys can see what they look like when they come out of the thing. And I'm going to put all these pictures at the end so you guys have these to look at. Okay. So again, I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to take the clippers, and you've seen me do this already. You just go around it, pull the lead head off. That one's ready. That's it. Then you just take a pair of pliers, hold on to the metal, hold on to the wire, twist it back and forth, and you just pull the sprue off. That's it. And you got your wire back. And you can just sit here and do these over and over and over again, and it'll just become like, you know, everyday thing for you. You could sit here and just make a bunch of them. And I'm actually thinking about doing that because I will use the heck out of these, especially the small ones. So same thing, get your wire back, take the sprue off, same process. So I'm going to just quick go through these, speed run, and then we'll wrap this video up, guys. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you really enjoyed that. Just a little quick tip and trick to using this Do-It round head jig with Screw-Loc mold. You can make your own line through Screw-Loc weight. Awesome that I was able to do that. Again, you know, I've got this here. I've got pictures of this. They're going to be, stay tuned right after this. There's pictures of this so you guys can see it a little closer. And then that way, if you need to like pause it and get any kind of, you know, good close-ups of it, so you can kind of do this too and get a little bit better feel for it. But again, blue painter's tape, that's all I use for that. I will link this from Barlow's down below, the wire associated that you need, the 0.050 and the 0.040 for this, and the Screw-Locs as well. Okay, so then that way you have everything here in the description of the video. It's right below. I'll also put in the heavy-duty cutters you need, and then, I mean, you guys probably already have pairs of like needle nose pliers for the shop and you know, flush cutters, right? You need those too. So I will definitely link everything below so you guys have everything you need to do this. And hopefully you guys do this. If you guys do find this useful and you actually make these, please send me a picture and I'll tag you in it, whatever. Definitely on Instagram and that kind of thing. Okay, so really cool hack. Thought that was really neat, and you don't even have to modify the mold. Freaking amazing, man. It's awesome. So Sticker Mule store is still running strong, guys. Go get yourself some cool swag. I'm wearing one right now, my bait and tackle shirt. All of them have something on the back. This one, I'm not sure if this was the if this is just a normal one. I can't remember what I have on the back of this one without really looking at it right now. So, but anyway, go get yourself some awesome shirts. There's hats on there. There's stickers on there. Please go buy something. Go get yourself some cool swag. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and always remember to keep on baiting.